Ready? So, we're here with Jon Boydon.
Hi.
Say hi. Hi, Jon Boydon.
How are you?
Good, thank you very much. Thank you. We're in the dressing room at the theater here, and we're going to ask you a couple of questions. Is that okay?
That's fine, yeah,
Cool.
shoot away.
Right. Well, we'll start with the first one.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the show. So, you play Tommy DeVito, is
That's
that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How's that working for you?
It's good, you know. I mean, the show is very, it's a very cool show to be in.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you kind of not in your 20s anymore, and there's all these kind of great parts for young guys, and here's a show that you get away with being a bit older and
Cool.
still have a lead in the West End. So I mean, the show is amazing to do, and the part is just very cool because he's the bad boy.
He is.
And I get to play my guitar, and I get to
Cool.
have funny hair and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I'm having a lot of fun.
That's really cool. That's cool. Well, we have a couple of questions here we're going to ask you. Some guys on Twitter sent us some stuff.
Oh, okay, cool, yeah.
So, the first one we have is, what's it like playing a lead role and singing iconic songs every night?
It's quite weird. I mean, it's a dream come true,
Yeah.
obviously. But it is a strange experience. I think the first few times you do it, it's a little bit like you out of body looking at yourself on stage.
Yeah.
And the very first sort of full-on experience I had was in We Will Rock You,
Yeah.
where I ended up at the start of my contract playing Galileo immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And Brian May and Roger Taylor and Ben Elton were in the audience for our opening night of the new cast. And going out and singing songs like that, like Bohemian Rhapsody and all their songs, with the guys sat in the audience, that was a really intense and peculiar sensation. But at the same time, it is your job, so you're sort of balancing this thing where you're going, oh my god, how amazing is this that I'm doing this? But also you're thinking, I must make sure I get to that thing before the trap opens, and can I hear the band, and can I hear myself, and where's everybody else? So you never really get to just go crazy and jump up and down and go, look what I'm doing. You always have to be in control. But it is brilliant. I'm very, very lucky boy.
Well, that's cool. You've done a few big shows. I mean, like Rocky Horror, Water Filling, We Will Rock You, and now Jersey Boys.
Yeah.
What's your favorite?
Wow, that's a tough question. I'm surprised I've not been asked that before.
Ah.
What is my favourite? Well, I might interpret the question in some different ways.
Okay.
So, the show, I don't know if I can answer it, but I'm going to interpret it.
Go ahead, give it a go.
The show that I think is my favourite show is probably this one.
Yeah.
That's Jersey Boys. And that is because the book, what we call the book, the script, the libretto, the words, is so well crafted that it's not there just to get to the next song. It's there to tell a story. And if you took all the songs away, you would still have a fantastic piece of theatre, a great play about these guys. Which isn't necessarily true of every musical you see. If you take all the songs away from some musicals, you're left with a script that sort of doesn't have much meat about it. So I would say, of the shows I've done, my favourite show is Jersey Boys. In terms of what I do in the show, it's really tough because they're also different. I really enjoyed.
Have a favourite role, or?
I loved playing Judas.
Yeah.
Judas in Jesus Christ Superstar was a real privilege to play, and I think I would be very happy to go back and do it again.
Oh, cool.
Some shows you do where you leave and you think, I've done that, I've finished, I did what I did, and if it came around again, I'd sit back and let someone else do it. But I think Judas, maybe because I only did it for 6 months rather than a year or longer, I would definitely like to revisit. And playing Galileo in We Will Rock You was obviously awesome. I mean, that's a proper big rock concert of a show, and to go out there and lead that was incredible. But I'm enjoying. Tommy has let me concentrate on acting more. So it was always about singing and waking up in the morning and can I sing the show today? Can I do this? It was all music based. And now I would say in Jersey Boys, you kind of wake up. Excuse me, I've just eaten. you wake up in the morning and you're not worried about your voice and how you feel in yourself. You're just thinking, oh, well, what's gonna happen on stage tonight? You know, it's a much more relaxed approach to work, because there's no pressure to hit high notes and sustain. There's just the pressure to be good and to do your job well. So I'm kind of enjoying exploring that. So the answer to the question is everything, for different reasons.
That's cool. And I mean, you said about the songs, and you do sing some really big, iconic songs in all those shows.
Yeah.
Now, there are some fans that like to sing along.
Yeah.
Does that bother you? I mean, like, you're singing a song and then you're like, whoa, where'd you come from?
Yeah. It doesn't bother me. I think it's great if people are really enjoying the show and they're getting, especially with songs, you know, like Four Seasons songs and Queen songs, and everybody knows them anyway. So it can be distracting if they're louder than you, or if they're slightly ahead, or not quite in the same.
So like
tune.
When I saw We Will Rock You, and someone thought it was cool to sing along to No One But You. Really loud.
That's a point when it's not
rude.
very cool.
No.
That's, you know, especially because some songs are there for dramatic reasons, and the slow, quiet ones should just be enjoyed.
That's what I told her.
No matter how many dreams you've had where you've played Meatloaf, I think save it for the audition, you know.
Yeah.
But the big songs, you know, the big anthems at the end.
Oh no,
We Are the Champions.
everybody's
doing this, and you know, you can kind of join in.
I can do it with one hand.
Yeah, one hand's fine.
It's okay. So you have a lot of fans, though. Apart from the singers, you have fans.
Yeah.
And someone sent in a question. They said, "What's the weirdest thing a fan has got you?"
Gift-wise.
Yeah. Well, yeah, gift-wise.
I haven't had anything too strange. Maybe I'm not famous enough to get really strange gifts. I do get lots of little things, which is very sweet. I mean, food. We get food. Booze is always welcome. There's a very lovely lady, Carla from Wales, who her family, I think it's her sister, bakes Welsh cakes, which are fantastic.
Nice.
So sometimes we get Welsh cakes and little gifts. But I mean, people should not spend money on people like me, because I don't need anything really. You know, it's very sweet and it's very. I'm always hugely flattered. Strange things. I have had teddies and things in the past, which for a grown man in his 30s is a little odd.
You know, you keep them really.
Yeah. Maybe I've got a little line.
Oh, I knew it. I could see that.
But I've not had anything very strange. I don't think any of us have, really. I worked on a show once, and one of the leading ladies was getting strange letters from a man who took a shine to her, and the police had to be brought in because she was in fear that he might be waiting outside. But I think most of the stuff is just biscuits and chocolate and stuff we need to get through the day sometimes.
So, hampers. You're saying, fans, please give hampers of food
and scotch.
Booze.
It's great, yeah.
Well, I'm sure after this interview you're going to get loads.
Hurrah!
Yeah.
Save your money though, seriously, save your money.
He's really saying, buy me stuff. Yeah. So, going back to shows, you also did Just End.
Yes!
I love Just End.
Just End was great fun. We had a quite a good looking puppet in one of those.
I know, I saw. Nothing on Princeton, but, you know.
Yeah.
I thought it might be in there.
He was kind of cute in his dungarees.
He was, yeah.
Just Then was great. Gary Lake is a very talented man that I've become very great friends with since we started work on We Will Rock You.
Yeah.
And yeah, he just had this idea to do a British Forbidden Broadway style show, and he asked me to voice some of the songs he'd written. We were going to do a CD. I think it was one of these ideas that snowballed from let's write a few comedy songs and record them to let's do a cabaret, let's put a show on. So I did 3 productions of the 4 that there have been so far, with some very talented, very funny people, and it got a really great response. I think people were ready to sit and enjoy a bit of parody, and some of it was more like an in-joke than other bits. Some bits, like my mom, for example, came and saw on YouTube and stuff and was like, well, I don't quite understand that joke. And other people who constantly on what's on stage and stuff, like get all the subtle jokes as well. But it was really good fun. It was tiring. It was always after a show, and it wasn't really paid. And it was a nice kind of voluntary cabaret thing to be involved in.
Yeah. Any more?
I don't know. I mean, Gary's a very busy man. He's always got lots of ideas and things in the pipeline. He's got ideas for another show that I might be involved in, but I can't tell you more.
Non-exclusive? No?
Not yet, not quite yet. It's still in its embryonic stage.
Wow.
But yeah, I think the last one that ran for quite a few performances at German Street, I think.
I think it was the last one, yeah.
And I don't know how commercially successful it was, because obviously these things cost money to put on, and
of course,
he's not doing it to make huge profit, but it has to pay for itself and hopefully pay for publicity and things. So the climate being as it is, we'll have to wait and see.
So maybe, hopefully,
yeah.
So after Jersey Boys, I mean, how long are you here for? Yeah.
I'm going to be here for another year at
cool.
least. So the current contract is up in March, and I'm going to be here until March 2012.
Wow.
So comfortable here for a little while. Yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool. So as you're here for a year, new shows and stuff, but what would your dream role be? Your all-time favorite role?
Wow, I've been very lucky in having played a lot of them. Judas was always there, and Frankenfurter was on my hit list.
Yeah.
Galileo then became on my hit list. The one that got away, and I don't think I'll ever be able to go back and do it, was Rum Tum Tugger. I really would have kind of liked to have done that when I was...
Hear that? Bring back cats!
Yeah.
Please!
I don't know how good I look in Lycra now. So yeah, that was one that got away. Of the shows that are in town, there's nothing other than the one I'm in that really jumps out that I think I've got to do that role, or I've seen it and I thought I've really got to do that. I think maybe if I did some homework and put some time in, a Phantom of the Opera would be an adventure to have. It would be quite a departure from what I've done before, but I think I might have it in me, or a Les Mis lead, but it would be quite a shift to more legitimate sort of stuff. But those kind of parts you can play in your 40s and stuff, so there would be no huge rush.
So there's no wait for that. You can just
I can just
cruise along and then
enjoy my time here at Jersey Boys and not worry too much about getting in before I'm too old or
that's
whatever.
cool.
So who knows? But there's shows happening. Ghost is the big show that's going to be on the way, and there might be roles in that you kind of see and think.
See yourself as a Patrick Swayze, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe Snake Hips Swayze.
Oh wow, maybe. Yeah. Hear that? Yeah, you could be Patrick.
Maybe. Keep the hair down.
Yeah.
But no, I'm very happy with my lot, and hugely sort of humbled that I've had the chance that I have had, and it's it just goes to show that hard work does pay off.
Yeah, it does.
And people support me in what I do, and I'm very grateful for that as well. And keep your eyes on what I do, and who knows where we'll end up.
Oh well, good for you. That's good. I have one more question.
Yeah.
I said it's from Mr. Lucas Rush.
Oh, okay.
Now,
a friend of mine.
Yeah, I figured he may be. He sent me this question.
Right.
I googled it. I wish I hadn't.
Okay.
Because some weird stuff came up. He said, "What is a jug of boobies?"
Ah.
Now, I'm a bit freaked out.
That's a cryptic one.
Yeah, I didn't think you would like that. So.
It's not literal.
No.
The answer is there's no such thing as a jug of boobies.
Okay.
But his pet name for me is Booby.
Right.
And my pet name for him is Jugs. So thank you for that, Lucas.
We won't go into that.
No. So a jug of boobies is perhaps me and him in an embrace.
Ah.
I guess that's a nice way to.
We'll leave it there. Okay. So well, that's cool. I don't actually have any more questions.
Okay.
So that's good. We're gonna put this on YouTube.
Right.
And then get loads of hits, and then you'll get loads more followers.
Become an overnight sensation.
Yeah, that'd be cool. So, anyone who hasn't seen Jersey Boys, like me, I'm a bad fan, come down to the theater, come see it, come see Jon and all the other guys and have a nice time. Thank you for letting me talk to you.
Pleasure to meet you.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching.
You're gonna kiss my paw.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.